And we will start by standing up. And we're going to loosen up our spine. Go. All right, so our arms up. We're going to come off our heel onto the toes and rotate over the shoulder. And then other side, lift up the heel and rotate over the shoulder. And we're going to go back and forth, just opening up the spine to start. We only get one spine, so you have to keep it flowing. I always pop and click when I do these. All right, now we're going to bring the hands a little lower and get that spot between the shoulder blades. Feel the spine. Qigong is like dancing. Yep. We're doing some freestyle interpretive dance. We're going to go a little bit lower and bend the knees slightly and get the low back, lumbar spine. Keep going. And then we're going to plant our feet and do knocking on the door of life. So the hips move, the hands knock on the back and on the front. Getting all the rotations, pumping synovial fluid. Taking a deep breath in the nose. Yeah. All right, we're going to slow it down. Yeah. Now we're going to go into some spinal cord breathing. So we're going to bend our knees, arms come up, but we're going to start activating more of the microcosmic orbit, which is part of the medical Qigong series I enjoy. So tuck the chin back in, teeth are going to lightly touch, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And we kind of squeeze the head to activate the cranial pump. And then we're going to, as we inhale, and then we're going to exhale, we're going to round the back and squeeze the pelvic floor and the glutes to activate that pump. And then we're going to inhale, release the pelvic floor, squeeze the head and teeth, and back and forth. This is activating the cranial sacral pump, so the sacrum. And then we release the sacrum and activate the cranial pump, teeth lightly touching, and back and forth. Back and forth. Helps also activate, the cranial pump activates the crystal palace, they call it. And we're getting the pituitary gland, which is behind the eyes, and that'll eventually resonate with the pineal gland, which is to help release the spirit molecules, DMT and things. We're going to get into the pump, activating the kidneys. And I'm just going to go this way so I don't hit that. But we're going to bend the knees. Legs come up, bend the knees, straighten the legs, bend the knees, and up. Hands up, bend the knees. Inhale up, exhale down to the earth. Activating the adrenal glands of the kidneys. Warming up the body. Now we're going to slow it down. You can feel things starting to move in the body, getting everything warmed up. So now we're going to tap on the chest, helps stimulate part of the lymphatic system and the thymus gland. Now that we got some of the blood flowing, all the fluids flowing. Breathing in and out the nose, or maybe in the nose, out the mouth for purging. If you've been a little stressed, this clears emotional stress. We're going to slap down the inside of the arm and then go onto the outside of the arm back toward the shoulder, opening up the arm lines, some of the most superficial fascia. Freeing up this, down the inside, up the outside, to the neck and shoulder, other side, down the inside, up the outside, down the inside, waking up all the energy. Back to the chest. And relax. Now we're going to go and activate the kidneys. So knocking with a loose fist, either here or the knuckles on the low back. You can go down to the tailbone. You can go up and down. Really trying to activate the tailbone, the sacrum. Waking up all the bones. Now we're going to slap down the outside of the legs, waking up the leg meridians down the outside, and then up the inside of the legs. Down the outside. Up the inside. Down the outside. And up the inside. And then we're just going to knock a little bit right on those leg gates, and then just under the navel. Waking up our sea of chi. Metabolism. And slow it down. Just feel the energy, feel the buzzing in the hands and the feet. Now that everything's open, we'll just do a little bit of shaking. It's like jump but don't jump. So imagine you're actually jumping, but you're not leaving the ground. Everything becomes loose. Inhale through the nose. And then we'll use the ha sound, the heart sound, on the exhale. And slowing that down. Feel everything open and buzzing. The body is primed to go into some stretches. So we've done our activations. We're going to do some stretching and into some flows. So we're going to interlock our fingers and do some of these stretching flows. Make little figure eights with the wrists. Opening up those joints. And we'll get a little bit bigger. So the elbows start to become involved, making that figure eight. Feel the shoulders moving. Part of silk reeling. Now we're going to bring one elbow up, over, front and down. The other elbow up, forward, down. Feel that movement from the hips and the waist. Whole body's opening up, freeing that respiratory diaphragm. Now we're going to go the other way, up, over, back, down. Now we're going to bring arms to the chest. Inhale, and then push the hands out. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale to the chest. Exhale, round. Back and forth. Now we're going to bring the hands up and back down. Elbows touch if you can, and up if you can. Just go to your full range, fully open, fully down. Doesn't matter how far you actually go, it matters how well you stretch, not how far you stretch. We're working more on quality, but go to your full ability. Find the end, back and forth. Fully in, letting go. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front of the body. Now we're going to inhale, lift up, lean to one side, stretching the side of the rib cage. Take a few breaths here, and we'll go the other side. Take some breaths there. And back to neutral. Do this pump again. Feel the extra space we just made as we're freeing up those ribs and all the breathing muscles. And we'll stretch to the one side again, taking a few breaths. Going to the other side. Perfect. Now hands down and out to the side, spreading the feathers. Fingertips back, palms out to the side like you're pushing something away. We'll take ear to the shoulder, and then we'll say yes. Feel that stretch in the arms, fingertips still coming back. The head to the side, nodding yes. We hold a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders, so this helps open that up. Now we'll go chin to chest, roll to the other side, same thing. Back and forth, slowly, using the breath to help the stretch. All right, hands down. Now we'll go into the flows. We'll go into flying. Just feel the chi. And as you're ready, you'll start to notice as you inhale, the hands feel like they want to float up. And as they exhale, they want to float down. As you come down, it's kind of like you perch. And so you're sitting but not sit. So the knees slightly bend. And as you come up, you kind of straighten the legs like you're taking off a bird leaving its nest. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands come down. Light and loose in the body. And slow it down. Just notice how our body feels. More open, more light. Joints are buzzing. Now we're going to go and prepare for the breathing exercise. We're just going to grab a seat, make ourselves comfortable, maybe grab a drink to have a sip of something. It's important that we get a bit of fluid, and then we'll use the breathing to circulate it. So we were opening up all the channels in the spine, and now we're going to take that a step further with the breathing. Let's see if you can. Okay. And so here's where we're going to really focus on the lower segment of the belly. So in Qigong, we have our three dantians. We have our Jing energy, which is our intestines, our original or Yuan Qi, our source Qi. And then we have our heart, which has the Qi. And then our head, which is the Shen. And to connect those, we're going to use the vagus nerve because it connects all three centers. And we're going to do the pumping to help activate the vagus nerve as well as the lymphatic fluid, which is going to supercharge cerebral spinal fluid, activating the pituitary gland, which is behind the eyes, to secrete the hormones, which will then resonate with the pineal gland, which is very light sensitive and will produce DMT, which is what makes us see all the beautiful colors. When this happens, and the point of this is that that's when DNA can be remade. And so our DNA slowly breaks down over time. And so this process is to re-stimulate the embryological process that was creating stem cells and our body in the first place. Part of embryonic breathing, as well as immortality practice, all the things. So with this, we're going to focus on pumping the abdomen. So it's inhale, expand, and then exhale goes toward the spine. So you can put your hands here to kind of help. And here I like to go in the nose, out the mouth. And we're going to activate this pumping. And what you'll notice is as we do this, we'll do this pumping for about 3 minutes, is the whole body will contract and expand because it's connecting all the fascia. Fascia is the sensory organ, and all of this will start connecting all the dots. And these are the points on the spine. And so at the same time, while we're focusing on the pumping, we're going to be imagining the belly button. The energy kind of goes down through the sacrum, and then it kind of comes up the back to the top of the head at the base of the skull here, then forward, and then back down. So just visualize that. And as we practice this, it will become more real. So we're going to start with the breathing now, and just inhale, exhale. expand, compress. Feel your rhythm. This is going to be very personal. You might feel like you want to go a little faster, a little slower. You can start off slow and then slowly build up. More intense, more squeezing. If you get a bit sore, don't squeeze so much. Also, if you're pregnant, don't squeeze so much. Inhale, expand. You can squeeze the hands and the glutes if you want, like we were doing with the spinal cord breathing. Inhale, release. Exhale, compress. Pumping the lymphatic system. Now we can get a little faster. Feeling light in the body. Keep pumping. You might start to notice as your glutes contract, then you might get your thighs. The fascia will start recruiting more and more muscles. Your toes might want to curl. That's all right. Full body breathing, feeling your skin, your bones. Not forcing the body, just stimulating a natural embryological connection. All right, now we're slowing it down. It's still just as intense, but slowing down, squeezing, focusing on the exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Feel it expand, feel it squeeze, slowing it, the squeezing down. And we're going to go into an exhale, hold and squeeze. So inhale, exhale, squeeze everything out. And as you squeeze, things get tighter and tighter. You're going to hold your breath tighter, tighter. Just keep squeezing. We're going to hold this, keep squeezing. Feel everything tighten. Everything's exhaled. Feels like it wants to come out. You just keep holding, holding. A little longer. And then we'll just let go. Inhale, expand. And hold it again. Swallow the saliva. If you don't have saliva, swallow air. And relax. So we just opened up the pump. We are pumping the abdomen, it's generating saliva. Then there may or may not have been saliva at this point. And we were repressurizing the chambers to get proper fluid balance. So now that we've done the pumping, we're going to go more with the rates. So we're going to stimulate our like static electricity. The fascia, we're going to create a friction, which is then going to create a static electricity, which will give us this buzz and really warm up the circuits. So we're going to go a little faster. It can be in and out the nose or in and out the mouth. Doesn't matter. It's more about the rhythm. So just follow along a little faster. In, out. Kind of like a steam train. Feels like you're an engine running on a track. I feel like there's a double inhale. It's like a double inhale is a physiological sign. So you'll start to feel the connection, start to feel the buzz. your face starts to get tight, there's these little sensor spots you might want to press and do little circles, help open up the sinuses. So you could inhale. Still imagining that pumping if you can. Maybe it's not as intense though. Energy up the back, down the front. Generating heat, warmth, buzz. Serotonin in the body, tryptophan converts into serotonin. The body gets overstimulated, it starts converting into melatonin, slowing the body down. Our body might get tired, might start drifting in the mind. We kind of lucid dream at this point, and DMT starts to become produced, as well as pinealine. These are the psychoactive parts getting high in our own supply. Thirty more seconds. We're just breathing for 3 minutes. At the end of the 3 minutes, we're just going to inhale, hold, and squeeze. And this will be the end of the one full cycle. Fully in, hold, swallow saliva, and exhale, letting it go. So that's one full round of activating the whole system. We're going to now repeat it for a couple more times. You might want to grab another drink of water. And then here we're playing with the waves of the ocean. So we're balancing carbon dioxide and oxygen balances. The heart is going to be balancing blood pressure, oxygen balances, clearing out the sinuses. So we're activating the lymphatic system as well as the glymphatic system, clearing out all those neurotoxins, releasing amyloid plaque. The pituitary gland or pineal gland starts to become calcified, and this leads to like memory loss and Alzheimer's. And so we're decalcifying the pineal gland to re-stimulate this so that we can actually have dreams, produce DMT, these kind of things to re-replicate new DNA cells. So here we're going to start again with the pumping. So we inhale, exhale, squeeze. I'm going to be exaggerating all the movements in my body. Just feel it into it. You can close your eyes if you want and just exaggerate. These subtle things become more real. Feel your body. We're in these confines of a protocol of science, so we're safe. And have your experience so you can know for yourself what it feels like. We're releasing the pituitary gland, releasing vasopressin as well as nitric oxide by breathing through the nose. These are vasodilators, opening up the blood vessels. Inhale, expand. Exhale, squeeze. The belly might start to gurgle. You might start to feel sore. You might start to feel buzzy in spots. Just notice what feels tight, what feels loose. Smoothing out the chi. One more minute. Whole body feels warm, buzzing. The voice starts to change. Your prasado. The breathing might start to want to be like a vibration. Now we're going to start slowing it down, focusing on the squeeze or like a hum. Slower. And exhale everything and squeeze. Tighter and tighter, tighter. Till all the air is out. You can't hum anymore. No air can move. Get tighter and tighter. Hold your breath. Keep going. Build that pressure. Feel the pressure building up inside, creating that diamond force. The needle feels like a sharp needle. And whenever you need to inhale, inhale. Like a sponge opens, hold the inhale, swallow the saliva. If you don't have saliva, swallow air. You can create that suction with the cheeks that stimulates the palace. And let it go. Now we'll take a few breaths. 3 just nice relaxing breaths. As you inhale, feel it come up this back and down the front. And we'll go to the faster breathing. Air mixing with the fluid, the interstitial fluid pressure. Interstitium is the body's largest organ. It's an empty fluid-filled space that is chronically collapsed and dehydrated, so we're inflating it with air. And as the air goes in, fluid will be allowed to go in. And this is the connective tissue that surrounds is fascia. So we're opening up these empty fluid-filled spaces, allowing for fluid to rush in and combine, hydrating and circulating all the fluids of the body. Changing our blood sugar, changing our blood pressure, changing our oxygen values, balancing all our chemistry, like in birth or in death, stimulating all the systems, activating the DNA, ultimately the DNA. Tongue still on the roof of the mouth to connect the circus. If you start to feel a little dizzy or lightheaded, You can lay down and continue this. Sitting is a little harder. Or you can just go a little slower, a little less intense. Follow your feeling. I would like to get a bit of purging, so we make the voos sound, which is part of polyvagal theory, and we're stimulating, and so is a vibration on the exhale, squeezing the lower belly. And that's like we're blowing a boat across the water. Strong yet relaxed. This is equalizing the pressure. And then inhale, hold, swallow. Look to the mid-eyebrow, feel the activation of the pituitary gland, synchronizing with the pineal gland, with the cranial sacral rhythm. You feel this heat, this pressure grows bigger, bigger, and let it go. By now you might feel buzzing, you might feel tingling, you might start to see or feel that light. We're going to go into our third round, pumping again. Fully expand, fully exhale. Expand and contract. Feel that that's easier, it's softer. We're overcoming the hard with the soft, not forcing the body. Just nice, like you're on a swing set. Pushing, pendulating like a swing. Feeling these push-pull forces. Quick inhales, short, longer, forced exhales. Focusing on the exhales. You might notice a sensation difference in the hands. The fluid spots might be more clammy. Spots might feel more dry as the nervous system keeps flipping between sympathetic and parasympathetic. And then really activating the facial muscles and the social engagement part of the vagus nerve, the ventral vagal. It's all happening. Just keep breathing. Pumping. As the circuits connect, you don't really have to think about it. It just happens. Breathing happens by itself, and we can do it by consciousness. So we're blending conscious breathing with unconscious breathing and having an unconscious conscious competence. Half of our lymph nodes are in the belly, so really understanding how to pump those and contract those. Notice how when you squeeze the belly, it changes sensations in the head. You might give yourself a little bit of a buzz or a small headache, but that goes away. Slowing it down. Getting ready for the exhale squeeze. Slower, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Slower. Now inhale. Slowly exhale everything. Tighter, tighter. Exhale, exhale. Tighter, tighter. Squeeze. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze the hands. You start to feel the thighs. Everything's getting tighter, tighter. You're holding your breath now. There's no more air. Exhale and squeeze. Exhale and squeeze. Hold, hold. Build the pressure. Feel the pressure. Exhale, hold. Squeezing, squeezing. Feel that pressure build up. Then suddenly inhale. Hold the breath on the inhale. Swallow the saliva. And let go. Now we're going to go into the faster round again. But we're just going to have some relaxed breath. 3 relaxed breaths. Relax, relax. The heart rate wants to jump up with these, and we just slow it back down. And now rhythm. Whole body breathing, everything moving. My body kind of wants to feel like it's snoring. The vibration loosens all the cranial bones and stimulates the pineal gland. And the pituitary gland, and that secretes the hormones, which then mixes with the saliva. Inner alchemy. All this normally done without thinking during sleep. We're exaggerating it during wakefulness. 30 seconds. Then inhale, hold, and squeeze. Finally, inhale. Hold. Swallow the saliva. And let it go. Now just experiencing the light, feeling lightness in the body. Maybe you want to squeeze your eyes, pump them a little bit. They might be dry, they might be tearing. You might find you just kind of want to move or stretch in any way. This process also seems to invoke this mysterious phenomenon called myofascial unwinding, where the energy starts to kind of dictate without us saying, oh, I want to stretch this. It just sort of says we need to move this like that. Feel into that. Bringing your energy down into the present moment, grounding yourself. You may have floated away, or your light body may have manifested outside your body, so feel free to use your hands as you want and guide your body back into yourself if that's happened. Feeling the buzzing. There might be a temperature shift or a pulsing. Noticing all those sensations and where, not having to fix it, just connect it all. And then we're going to interlock our thumbs in the webs of our hand and just place that over our navel or belly button, settling all our wonderful chi in our storage tank. This is like our battery for later. DMT can be stored in the abdomen. Feeling the breath possibly moving on its own. Maybe your belly's gurgling. You can just feel those vibrations. Getting voluntary influence over involuntary mechanisms. You might feel oceanic, like maybe your cranial bones are expanding and widening on the inhale. And then when you exhale, they contract, narrow, and we get long. As we inhale, we feel short and wide. And as we exhale, we feel tall and long. And then just rest your palms on your thighs with your eyes closed. And I'm going to get you to push a little pressure into the thighs and then release it. And then see what you notice if you feel. There might be a movement. I'm going to exaggerate with my hands. Keeping your hands there, you might feel it go out to the side, like back and forth this way. You might notice a up and down. There might be just one side just kind of pulls. Just keep the hands on the thighs touching and just feel what you notice. I'm just exaggerating with my movements. Or you might notice nothing at all, but just tune in to the subtlety. And if you're all aligned, you'll notice that it's very rhythmical. Both sides are doing the same thing, so they're both symmetrical. The right side is sort of doing the same pattern as the left side. And then we'll notice the amplitude. How strong or subtle is this? And then notice the quality, Does it feel smooth or jerky? How's your alignment? Does it feel like you have a square wheel on your car? Or is everything sort of smooth and balanced? And then notice the rate. Is it fast? Is it slow? These are just ways to witness our cranial sacral rhythm, just bringing our awareness to it in and of itself. It's like an assessment and a treatment. And we'll just rub the hands together. Rubbing the hands together and shaking it out. All right. Thanks for joining me to tune into your body with me, exploring the edges of the sympathetic nervous system, as well as being able to bring it back down to the parasympathetic system, and then blending the two, empowering the social engagement part of the nervous system, activating all your organs, activating the breathing, the cerebrospinal fluid, all the things in one consolidated practice.